whole process of allowing the liver heat to ooze through to the heart so that you can feel that comfort. And then think it's uncomfortable, but have so much relation with the comfort that the uncomfortable nature, which is what's producing your blockages, are being embraced and erased. That was Yogi Bhajan's phrase, embrace to erase. And you go through the life, and the life, you enter, you enter the blockage, and then the next blockage is bigger. Because you see how this narrow path becomes larger, right? And then this becomes even larger. So your blockage is actually a demonstration of how vast the subsequent moments are going to be. I am equal to my opposition. So when my opposition is great, I'm great. Rather than when my opposition is great, I'm being punished. I have been bad. Why do I have this karma? Karma means that which surrounds you. It doesn't mean bad child. My wife's name is Guru Karma. When she was first given that name and she read it, all she saw was karma. And she freaked out. I wasn't married to her. I didn't even, well, I knew her, of course, because we've known each other forever, but I wasn't there. And she said that she thought she had gotten the worst name ever. The walkway, we're going to be there in a couple of weeks, the walkway around the Golden Temple in India is called the Guru's Parikrama. That which surrounds you. Translated into a philosophical language, it actually means the halo. The halo surrounds you, right? The aura surrounds you. I point to these photos because you see those light bulb looking things around their heads. Those are the 10 Sikh gurus, and that is their aura. Well, actually, that is the arc line of the aura. The arc line of the aura is what is called the halo. And those of you who have studied the 10 bodies in teacher training know that the arc line goes from the jaw, the lower earlobe, over to the jaw, the lower earlobe, and that women have 2, men have 1. The other one on a woman goes from the breast nipple to the breast nipple. And the child in nursing is not only receiving the nutrient of the mother's milk, but also is receiving the information through the temples. As its head is right there, the arc line, the secondary arc line, is passing through the temples. And that's why there's no bone there, so that the arc line can pass through more easily. Whoa. There is a reason for things. So the idea that we can experience our obstacles in another way begins as a philosophy and ends as a reality. And the reality is that if you work with your diaphragm, if you work with asanas to improve the health of your glands and organs so that when your liver is radiating heat, that it's able to radiate that heat through the gallbladder. If your gallbladder has been removed, it's still there etherically, so don't be concerned. Comes up through the diaphragm into the heart and lungs, and it gives you the radiance and the stimulation in the heart brain to be able to see circumstances not as dichotomies, but as pathways. Because the heart never experiences a duality or a dichotomy. The heart doesn't have time. Every beat, it's pushing 60,000 miles of blood. Because you have, for the 30 to 70 trillion cells in your body, you have 60,000 miles of capillaries to feed every one of them. So every beat of the heart, you're pushing 60,000 miles of blood. Your heart doesn't have time to go, ooh, which way? Oh, see, oh. No, the heart goes, come on, come on, come on, come on. Now the heart brain is the next brain to evolve. We've been evolving the head brain for the last 3.5 million years since we stood up in order to truly perceive the third dimension, which is the distance and space in front of you. And then we created the fourth dimension, which is the sequence of time. This happened then. I'm in the place where this happened, but this isn't happening now. It happened then. That's fourth dimension. Displacing space. Now we move into the heart brain, which brings all of that back to a single moment of now. That's the fifth dimension. And when you bring all things to a single moment of now, not only is the blockage present, but what else is present? The way through the blockage, which you will sequence as being something in the future, but that's just the way the brain is making it up. The blockage and the way through the blockage and the time after the blockage are all right here, right now. That's the fifth dimension. And when we begin to live in the fifth dimension, we don't see anyone as an obstacle or an enemy. We will then teach, we will then entrain this massive number of beings. And the only creature on the planet that's disrupting the planet is the humans. The elephants aren't, the ants aren't, the bees aren't. Nothing is disrupting the planet. Humans are disrupting the planet, not because we're bad, but because that's the ultimate lifetime. And we're being gifted the opportunity of handling it with a consciousness. And when we start handling it with a consciousness, it's like we're toddlers trying to walk. We make a mess of everything, which is what the vast majority of human beings are doing by design. But not you. Your task is to show the example of how it's done, and as many people as can observe your example will be then entrained by your example to emulate your example. And it's like a gigantic game of tag, you're it. And we will make it better and make it better and make it better, and we'll have 1,000, we'll have 10,000, we'll have 100,000, we'll have 1,000,000, we'll have 10 million, we'll have 100 million, we'll have 200 million, we'll have, we'll have leverage. We'll have leverage. The numbers are never more than 3.3% of the total population, which is 1 in 30, that can achieve this kind of excellence. But that 1 in 30 is enough to balance the planet's load, because we have leverage. And we just move the anvil, right? The lever and the anvil, teeter-totter. Remember those teeter-totters that had the different clips? And if you had a heavier person on that end, you would clip it more towards your end, and then you teetered and tottered at an equilibrium, as if you were the same weight. That's what we're up to. Teaching by example. And it's an immaculate design, exquisitely calibrated. And the other thing that Yogi Bhajan said, besides the first thing that I said in this class, was, the race is fixed. No, he said the race is on. The race is fixed. And then everybody goes, set in our favor. But that doesn't mean the outcome is guaranteed. It just means that if we keep up, it will prevail. Good idea? Yeah. Take hold of your knees. Long and deep